Hi friends, I have another craft for you today. Today we are making a pumpkin out of wine corks. Isn't that awesome? We're entering into the fall season. It's time to think fall. So that's it. It's a little tiny pumpkin made out of wine corks. I love it. It's double-sided. So wherever you put it, you're good to go. You don't have to have, both sides are made good. So, woohoo! Let me show you how it works. You need 25 wine corks for this size. Here's my hand. So this is how big it is. About as big as my hand, which I love this little size. But 25 wine corks. So we have somebody donating wine corks to us for crafting. So these are used wine corks. So they have the one end that had the, whatever it is that pulls the wine cork out, corkscrew. So we have that on one side, so it's not finished on both sides. And then the other side, some of it is already dyed red from like the red wine that it was in. But some of them weren't in red wine. So what I did was I pre-painted them. I used pumpkin orange and I used burnt umber. So brown and orange. I left some. On this one, I used brown, these two colors, and the red that was from the red wine. And that's what this looks like. It looks so good. On this one, I pre-painted and I made them, I also made some that were just regular cork color. So we have brown, and I painted brown on both sides. So I'm gonna put these out so I can figure out which way they go. This is just regular. This is the red that came in the red wine, and then I painted the other side orange. So let me see. Let me separate these out for us. And then I have one plain one for the stem. So all my browns, are the same on both sides. And then I'm just separating out so that my colors match and I know what I'm looking at, because I want to be able to mix and match them together. All we need to do is use our hot glue gun to put these together. It's very simple, but there is a little trick to it that I will show you that I figured out. Now, some people might want to have this to where, you know, I told you one side of the cork of mine, because they're used, has cork screw hole in it. So you might want to position it to where all of those are on one side if that is something that bothers you. Or you can always go to any craft store, even Walmart, I think, and pick up new corks if you don't want to deal with that. And the thrift stores always have tons of corks. All right, so I'm all divided out. This is my stem, and I have, since I have 24 corks in the body and the 25th is the stem, I divided by 4 because I have 4 colors. So I have brown and maroon or burgundy, whatever, red, orange, and plain. And then you just build your corks up so that you can make your pumpkin. So we're not making it this way, we're making it this way. So let me scooch this. I don't know how much of this you can see, but I'll work back this way so you can see. So then you just put your corks down the way you want to lay them. And we're going to put 4 down on the bottom, just like this, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then build them up. So the first 4 are easy. You just take your glue gun and put some glue on there and hold your corks together, and boom, that's your first set. So remember, when we're using a glue gun, then we're just putting all 4 of these together. When you're using a glue gun, the glue hardens quickly, so you need to go at a decent clip. Whoops. And corks aren't heavy, so it shouldn't be an issue. All of this is made with just the glue gun, so it's not like I had to add extra glue, but you always can. You can put in any extra kind of glue that you want. I have some here. I have E6000 and I have just regular super glue. And that I might need to use for my top, because the stem, because the sorry, I got myself distracted with all these colors. The top sits on, the stem sits on the top, and it's going to be like in between a couple of rows, and so it needs extra stability. So I am just mix matching my colors. The first row has 4, the second row has 5, 4, 5, 6, and then we go back down. So what I am currently doing is just seeing what kind of pattern I want, and then I will glue it on there. So here's my trick that I want to show you. The first 4 easy, right? Zip, 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 zip. You just glue your 4. Now these, it gets a little more complicated as you're adding the next row. Some are sitting in the little V that's created by the 2 base corks, and some, see the ones on the outside is on the outside. So I will start with one that's on the inside, either the one that's all the way on the inside and work my way out, or at least one, the second one in, something that's going to sit on the inside of the V, and that's so I can make sure they're sitting the way I want them to sit, and that they're even and not going to fall off. So you fix your colors first. Nothing's attached, just this bottom row. You fix your colors first, just step them out once you got it the way you want it to look, and start gluing. So I'm going to start with the center one and work my way out. So I'm just putting this on both sides and add that cork. Now I'm building it up like this up against my table, my workspace. So that side of the pumpkin is going to be flat, right? And then I set my first one on there, see? And then I add my second one and I see how it fits. What is it touching? What's the best way to attach this? So this next one of mine is touching the top one and the bottom one. So I'm just going to put some glue on the top one and the bottom one, and set it in here, and then set it on my tabletop, oops, so that it's flush on that side. And then I add my next one. How's it going to sit? It's going to touch both those sides. So I'm going to add the glue. And put it on there. Make sure I have it on the tabletop so that everything is flush. Now this next one is a big cork. It looks like it's going to touch all 3 of my other base corks. So see how I'm doing this? I set it up the way I want it to look. Add a cork, see how it's going to touch, and then I figure out where I need to put the glue. Now I'm going a little fast so that I don't waste your time. But remember, hot glue gun the hot glue has to set up a little bit, right? So just take your time. Now I'm on my next row. So what are the colors I want on here? I don't want this going. Just making a fun little pattern. I think I want another orange over here. Cute, look. This is how it's looking if you have one that's not colored. I like it. Then I'm just moving them out, right? And starting with one right in the middle. And working my way out. So you see, it's not complicated. So cute. And see how I'm showing you this side? It's gonna be double-sided. So I know what it looks like on one side. But it's gonna look awesome on all sides. And if you notice, my corks are not all the same. They're different brands, they're different sizes. Some of them are facing with the small part of the cork towards me, and some are facing with the large part of the cork towards me. I just think that looks awesome. But this is your craft. So you can do it any way you want to. If you want it all to match, you definitely, like I said before, can buy corks. Or if you know somebody who drinks the same wine all the time, or you yourself do, then you can be more uniform. And here's another great idea. Once I get all these corks on here, if I have any wiggly spaces, like something didn't stick as tight as I wanted it to or whatever, you just go back, take it off, add some more glue. It's an easy fix. So in this, you're gonna have a choice sometimes. Like right now, I have a choice whether this orange one goes in the middle and touches my two bottom corks, or if I push it more to the side and touch its buddy on the same row. I chose to go in the middle. So I'm gonna have some gaps because of me switching back and forth, whether it's wide or not. See some of these gaps? I don't know if you can see that or not. It looks great. All right, I've just got 2 more rows. I am going to do, so now I'm going small, right? My first row was 4, my second row was 5, then I went to 6, now I'm coming back down. 4, 5, 6, 5, 4. Boop. All right. Ooh, I like that. All right, so now I'm just doing 5. I'm starting in the middle so it sits flush. I put it all together so I can see what it looks like first before I actually glue it on there. Oops, got too much glue there. There we go. And see, put one on the middle. I'm working my way back out. This one's gonna touch just 2 sides. This one, this one. Yeah. But again, I'm doing it up against my table so it's flush. It's super flush on one side, but they're all the same length. The corks are all the same length. Let me get some more glue. They're all the same length. They're not all the same width or shape actually, but because they're the same length, it's going to be flush on both sides. But, you know, corks come in different lengths too. I can easily use different lengths, and one side will be flush and the other side won't be flush. Or I can put the ones that aren't as long farther up my work piece, because right now that I've started, I could stop and start working this way instead of flat. But I enjoy working flat so I can see my colors, how that's all coming together. And I enjoy the one side being flush. So here's a choice. See, it's not going to fit on all 3 corks. So I need to see which 2 I want to use. I want to use these 2. Too much glue. Get that off of there. And one nice thing about the glue gun is that once it's dry, you can always scrape it back off. I'm getting it off while it's wet, but. All right, last row, and then we'll put a cork stem on there. Which way do I want this to look? No, I think I want orange on this side. Look, then I'm gonna have to decide which is the top and which is the bottom before I put my stem on there. Decisions, decisions. All right, let's get this one on here. Isn't this neat? Sometimes I have one that is partially, my crafts, partially finished, right? So partially finished. To speed things along, but this one is fast enough we can actually create the whole thing on video. Put this one in. Whoops. There we go. Hold it on there. How's this one gonna fit? Oh, see, this one's only touching 2. This one, and this one. Lay it flat, put it back on here. Oh, I like these. This one looks completely different than the first one. And they're both awesome. That's gonna touch all 3. Then we have to decide which is the top and which is the bottom. Okay. Put that on there. Ta-da! Awesome. Now, which is the top and which is the bottom? So this is what this side looks like. And this is what this side looks like. Awesome. So I don't know if you can tell on the video, but I've got browns and maroons mixed in together on that side. And on this side, I have the same thing, but not as... The colors are different, right? Because the corks are porous. I painted it with just a little sponge, little piece of sponge, and just a touch of paint because I wanted to see cork show through. But you may want it solid, so you may put like 2 coats on. It's whatever look you're going for. But I wanted to see the cork shine through. So I just put, I had one of the spongy brushes, and I just opened this up and put just a dab on there and dabbed it on my cork and went to the next one until they were somewhat covered so that they have more of a rustic look. Because you know me, that's what I like. Time to put our stem on. I think I'm going to leave my original base as the base and see how the stem sits on here. Just like that. See all this air? I don't know if you can or not. All this space. So not much of the cork is actually touching. Not much of the cork is actually touching. So a little trick that we've used before is, if I get this open, use a little super glue or E6000 or something that's going to have a more permanent bond than a glue gun. I want the fat side of my stem down, of my cork down as a stem, and get skinnier as I go up, because that's kind of more realistic to a pumpkin. Let me put some of this glue. Wait a minute. Get that old stuff off. Do I have glue in here, or am I going to the E6000? Yep, I got glue. All right, so I'm putting some of this on my edge. Then I'm going to double dip and put glue stick on there. So if you remember, then I'm going to put it on and hold it there. If you remember, I said earlier how fast the glue gun adheres. It sticks really fast. But since there's not a lot of surface area here on the top of this cork, I need to, on top of the pumpkin, because of the cork shape, I need to have a little more oomph. So I'm putting the super glue and the other one and the glue gun. So the super glue takes longer to dry, but will be more permanent, is a stronger bond. So the super glue is still not dry, but it'll dry as I'm working on the project. And the glue gun is dry. That is dry. You see, are we sturdy? Yeah. The more it sits, the more sturdy it's going to be. And that's my pumpkin. So I just have some leaves. A little scrap out of my scrap section. Let's see. Pull that off. Out of my stash, they call it. And I'm just going to put some leaves on here. I want, which one do I want? We have the same amount of color on each side. I think that's going to be my front because it looks more rustic. And that's my style. So put a little dab of glue and put my leaf down. And grab another one. Another leaf do I want? Ooh, this is a pretty one. I'm gonna let it go this way. Making sure that my project is double-sided because I don't know where I'm gonna put it. But I do want to be able to see it on both sides, I think. So this one I used, how many leaves did I use? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 with bright colors. I'm going a different style with this one. I like the subdued color. And I might just go with 2. I don't know. That is cute. I think I might want to hide that stem. So we'll see if I've got a smaller leaf in here. Oop, that's a double. I can pull that off. Yes! That's exactly what I wanted to do. And I think I'll put a yellow right here. Cover that stem of the other leaf. And just give me a pop of color. And we're done. That's it. I love it. I love both of them. They're different, but the same. So fun. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you make your own. And we'll see you next time. Bye.